Happy birthday, Chelsea.
Happy birthday, Chelsea.
Happy birthday, Chelsea.
So I was out walking with Chelsea. It was about midday. She was looking, as good as always. I didn't look too bad myself. We were making our way down the sidewalk, and we were, looking up ahead. Because that's what you do when you walk. You can watch where you're going. There was this group of gangsters. They were causing trouble, like gangsters do, and being my usual self, my first thought was to protect Chelsea, but as soon as I saw her, I knew she didn't need it. She was ready to handle her business. So we make our way up to these gangsters, and just as we do, a group of small school children, they couldn't have been more than 3rd or 4th graders, make their way up as well. And I'm thinking, here we go, I'm gonna have to protect Chelsea and these children, but that just wasn't the case. Just as I look back to assess the situation, Chelsea has snatched up one of these children by their Dora the Explorer backpack, is using them as a shield and a weapon, mind you, and before I know what's going on even, she's taken out all the gangsters. It was just blood, carnage, little 4th grade broken bones, and Dora the Explorer backpacks everywhere. There was one Dora the Explorer backpack for every gangster. But, she saved the day. I mean, you can say there's more facts and more things happen, but long story short, Chelsea saved the day.
I've known Chelsea going back to the elementary school days. We went to Lincoln together, and we were hanging out one day, and this is my favorite Chelsea Hubbard moment. We were hanging out, and we were talking about animals. Chelsea likes animals, and we saw this commercial for an animal shelter, and Chelsea just had this dead set look on her face, and she just looks over at me and she says, "Let's go." So we get in the car, and I had no idea where we were going. Chelsea just told me, "Come on, let's go." And we end up at an animal shelter, and Chelsea pops the trunk, goes around to the back of the car, and she gets out a crowbar and a bag of flour. Now, I didn't know what she was doing. She was trying to bake some kind of crowbar cake or what she was going to do. And she grabs a handful of that flour and the crowbar. She kicks the door in, throws the flour at the attendant at the desk, and takes off to the back with the crowbar. And I'm just like, where is she going with this? So Chelsea takes off to the back with that crowbar, and she starts prying open all the animal cages. The dogs, the cats, the guinea pigs, the hamsters, anything she could find, ferrets. They're running all over the place in the back room. And she just turns around, and I will never forget this look. Bloodshot eyes, turns around, and she says, "Open those doors." And it was like a stampede of dogs and cats and hamsters and guinea pigs and ferrets just pouring out of this building like something you saw in The Lion King or something, just like a big stampede of animals. And after they were all cleared out, I went to check on the attendant because, I mean, she just had a handful of flour thrown in her face unexpectedly. I had to make sure she was okay. And I checked on her, made sure she was alright, and I opened those doors to go outside, and it was like pandemonium. There was cars crashing into each other, poop all over the place. You couldn't walk up the street without stepping in poop. And there were just like buildings burning. People were screaming, running all over the place. And it was just total chaos out there. Chelsea saved the day that day. She saved all those animals. They are free to run wherever they want to their heart's content, and nothing is holding them back. They are no longer behind the bars of those cages in that animal shelter, all because of Chelsea.
It's a day like this, Chelsea's birthday, makes me think of other days I had with her. One day in particular was whenever we went to a NASCAR race in Richmond. What a fun day. So there, me and Chelsea were just sitting as the race heated up. I looked in the middle of the straightaway right in front of us. There was this mother and her two twins in a little pink carriage, just barreling down the middle of the straightaway. I'm the closest one. I'm about to hop up and jump over the fence, and then Chelsea grabs my shoulder, says, "No!" So there we were, watching two cars just barreling down the racetrack, crashing into each other. little mother, two little babies, just, they're gonna get it. And then, boom, 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 whoosh, whoosh, tires flying all over the place, whoosh, gasoline igniting. So there we were in the aftermath of everything. The little mother and her babies just wiped clean. Just clean off this world. And then I got pretty upset about that. It's like, I was right there. I could have saved them. I looked back at Chelsea and I asked her, what'd you stop me for? She said, they had to come. And then boom, right there it hit me. The fans wanted a show. They got it.
So over the years, Chelsea's 19 now, so a lot of stories have built up about her. Some better than the others, and there's one I hold close to my heart. And what happened was, me and her went to a natural reserve park, and we're holding hands. She's holding mine, I'm holding hers, and we're walking on this trail. And a little bit up the trail we're walking, we see a park ranger, has his hat on, suit, and he's looking all official, and he comes up to him and he's like, hey, there's a bald eagle back here, and up about 50 feet from this trail. Don't feed it, don't interact, don't get close to it, because these things, they're about to become extinct. So I say, of course, whatever, and I look over at Chelsea, see if she gives the okay, understands, and Chelsea's just dead set looking. And we walk up a little bit more, and we see this eagle. And I'm still thinking, like, why is she so dead? Like, what's wrong with her? I don't know if she's possessed or what's going on. And we get closer, and I'm like, hey, there it is. Let's take a picture. I'm about to take my camera out, take a picture, and she slaps the camera out right out of my hand. She says, and she just gives me this look, and I know that something's about to happen. She takes off running towards this eagle. And the eagle, of course, is at this point is trying to fly away from Chelsea running towards it, and Chelsea jumps about 5 feet in the air and latches onto this majestic eagle's wings, and has it in her clutches, and it starts to fly away a little bit ways off, and she rips the wings off up in the air, and she sticks them right into her hands. And I'm like, what in the world? What in the world is that? And she turns back to me and she says, no one can tell me what I can't do with animals or can do. And I'm speechless at the point. Right then she gets a little bit running start, and she flies off with these extinct, it might have been the last eagle. I think those things are extinct now. That might have been the last eagle's wings embedded into her hands, and she is flying off into the sunset, and I'm like, wow, it's Chelsea's birthday. Yeah, there's you could say there's a lot of stories with her that I've had, a lot of stories about boys and stuff like that. And stuff like that. So I don't know. I guess I don't have to pick one. I don't know which one. I don't know which one to pick. One of the stories, if I had to pick just one, is we were kind of bored one day, and I didn't have anything to do at our house, and I said, Chelsea, you have any ideas? And Chelsea looked at me and she said, Apple Store. Oh, okay. Don't know what that means. So she grabbed me by the hand. We went in the car, and she had that stern look on her face, like she was out. I've got hair in my mouth. Like she had that stern look in her face, and I didn't know what that meant. I don't know. So we get to the mall. That's where we're going, and and we get there, and we go to the Apple Store, and I'm like, what are we getting here? A computer? And she finally looks at me and answers me finally, and she says, "Getting a boy." Okay. So we get in there, and we see someone that we've seen before and we've talked to before, and that's actually is he here? I think he's here today. Zach Pike? Zach Pike? Yeah, okay. So, I was like, frick, we know him. And, we go up to him and we're like, hey, we're just here. We're just here. And, Chelsea's like, I'm gonna kiss you. And it was so forward that she did that. And Zach did it right there, and they kissed lips to lips on top of those Apple Store desk right there. Ever since then, I've taken turns kissing him too, because he's just so hot, stuff like that. And Chelsea taught me that story about her. I always go back to that, because that just that proves to me that Chelsea has probably a perfect taste in boys, and just really proved to me that I need to just follow her, and where my lips are gonna be going on what boy what boy is that doing on that. Why is our camera over there too? I didn't understand that. No. There was another time I remember with Chelsea, and we went to a skate park. Everybody's going in the bowls, doing flips and dolphin flips and stuff like that, and doing cool grinds. And I was trying to skate, and I was trying to show. I didn't want to get her on the board. I didn't know if she could do it or what. And she grabbed the board and started doing ollies and nollies and stuff like that. And fine. And what in the frick?
Happy birthday, Chelsea!